So this week at Jane Powell Tutoring, we've done a recap on long multiplication. We've also talked about some decimal multiplication. So let's look at a couple of examples of decimal multiplication and why we have to do it the way we do it. So if we were doing 1.2 times 1.2, now I'm going to start by showing you how not to do it. So essentially our standard column multiplication methods, so say we were doing it in like a standard, like our long multiplication, we'd set it out something like this, and then we do multiplication but with these decimal points in here. So 2 times 2 would be 4, 2 times 1 would be 2, add our placeholder 0, 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 1 is 1, adding up 4, 4, 1. We've got 14.4. Now I can see that if I was rounding 1 to nearest whole number, it would be 1. So 1 times 1 is going to give me the answer 1. Obviously 1.2 times 1.2 is going to be an answer that's at 1 and a bit. It's going to be a bit bigger than 1, but it's definitely not going to be 14. So something here has gone horribly, horribly wrong. And what's gone wrong is the decimal points move as you calculate them. So we tend to use a method where we count the decimals in and count them back out again. The rule of thumb that works for all our decimal multiplication is there must be the same number of decimal places in the question and in the answer. So a better method for doing this one would be how many decimal places are in the question? Well, there's a decimal place and there's a decimal number. So essentially, I tend to always underline them and write it in a circle. There are 2 decimals in this question. Now I'm going to do the sum as if there were no decimals at all in it. I'm just going to do the sum, which is 12 times 12. So 12 times 12 is 144. Now the rule is if there's 2 decimals in the question, there must be 2 decimals in the answer. 1, 2. So my decimal point's going to go here. So my answer is 1.44. So as I can see, when I got 14.4, it wasn't that I'd done the maths wrong, it was just the decimal point had moved. And looking back to our original estimate of 1 times 1 is 1, so 1 and a bit would be 1 times 2 times 1 times 2, this feels like it's right. And with all decimal multiplication, doing a little estimate is a really helpful thing to do. So let's extend this rule to a couple of other decimal multiplications. So if we were doing 0.6 times 9, so again, there's 1 decimal in my question. The sum I do is 6 times 9. 6 times 9 is 54. My answer is 54 with 1 decimal place in. So my decimal point goes there. So my answer is 5 times 4. Oh, sorry, lost my decimal point. 5.4. Okay, let's have a look at a couple more. So more complicated now, 5.2 times 0.17. So this time I'm going to count my decimal places. I've got 1, 2, 3 there. So 3 decimals in a question means I'm going to have 3 decimals in my answer. The sum I'm going to do is 52 times 17. And I'm going to set that out like a long multiplication, again putting the bigger number on top and the smaller number underneath. Okay, so 7 times 2 is 14. 4 in there, carry the 1. 7 times 5 is 35, plus the 1, 36. 6 in there, 3 there. Add a placeholder 0. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 5 is 5. So adding up as we go, 4 plus nothing is 4. 6 plus 2 is 8. 3 plus 5 is 8. So my answer is 884, but I need 3 decimal places in my answer. So my answer is 0.884. Now, if we look at 5.2 times 0.17, this has got smaller, and that is completely natural because when we multiply something bigger than 1, we get the number gets bigger, and if we multiply by something that is less than 1, our number is going to get smaller. So 0.884. Okay, final one to look at. 2.9 times 3.14. Again, it is a really, really useful thing to do a little estimate before you start. So when you get the answer, you know you're right. So I'm going to say, rounding to the first number, the whole number, one significant figure, 3 times 3 is 9. So I know before I start that I'm going to look for an answer that's going to be about 9. And if I get it about 9, I'll know I've got my decimal point in the right place. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3 decimal places. I keep my number 3 in a circle so I don't forget. I'm going to put 314 on the top and 29 on the bottom. So so no decimals involved at all. 9 times 4 is 36, 6 in there, carry the 3. 9 times 1 is 9, plus the 3, 12, 2 in there, carry the 1. 9 times 3 is 27, plus the 1, 28. 8 in there, 2 in there. Don't forget the placeholder 0. 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 3 is 6. So adding up, 6 plus nothing is 6, 2 and 8 is 10, 0 in there, carry the 1. 8, 2 and 1 is 11, 1 in there, carry the 1. 2 and 6 and 1 make 9. Okay, so I've got 9106, but I want 3 decimal places, 1, 2, 3. So my decimal point is going to go there, and I've got 9.106. And if I go back and check my estimate, I thought it would be about 9. So I feel quite comfortable with that answer now. So practice your long multiplication skills, and remember the rule for decimals in multiplication is there must be the same number of decimal places in the question and the answer.